Welcome to day 39 of Dredge on my iPad Pro today. If you're joining us, this is a video game that's very much accessible to new viewers. So we are actually pretty early on in one of the DLCs for this game where we are trying to understand more about the incentives and the motivations of the Ironhaven company that has this oil rig out in the middle of the water. We've done some work on behalf of the chief scientist at this rig and the foreman to get crates as well as some fuel supplies that have enabled us to build out quite a bit on this oil rig. So when we started, guys, about a couple episodes ago in this section of the Let's Play, and this is why I like this video or like this series, guys, it's like very easy, I feel like, to just jump in and do something random on any one day in this game. And I can play at my own pace pretty slowly. So and steady we are. You should Turtle Island after all. So if you're new to the series, welcome. If you have been watching any of the previous episodes, I thank you for returning. So we have been in the Science Lab last time. The Foundry and the Tech Lab. These two things here, they are new. So these were one second. So these were enabled because of the quest that we solved last time. In addition, because of our work repairing the drill, essentially, it seemed like it split something underneath the water. We had this giant, actually pretty beautiful animation going on of the ground splitting and cracking in sections. And that's actually led to one of our new quests this round, which is going to be finding out about whether or not the fish populations around the giant crack in the ocean are affected by this change. So they said, we want you to catch some fish. We're going to try and do that. I don't know if we're going to do that this episode or we're just going to do some more sailing. We'll see. We're not really sailing. We're driving the boat, right? We're boating. Is that the best way to put it? Captaining? Cruising? I'm not exactly sure the best way to put it. But we will be doing that eventually. Maybe not this episode. Maybe this episode. Who knows? We take it by ear. Anyway, Foundry. Let's talk to a helmeted figure emerges from the shadows by a building site. He lifts his visor. Okay. Place isn't built yet. He gestures to a pile of materials behind him. We're short of materials. Once they arrive, we can start working. Guys, this is awesome because one of the things I was mentioning a couple episodes ago was the fact that we needed only 2 crates. We ended up getting 5 crates just by visiting and dredging a couple of the locations marked on the map. In addition, there's a ton more locations marked on the map, including that first area where we started the dredge, where I think there's probably actually a couple more crates, and I probably go back over there sometime. These crates I expected to have been used for additional quests or build outs there because there's just so many that are marked, and we only like essentially used 3 in total, I believe. So we do have more of these. I think they're in storage right now, though. Can I take them out of storage? Move to cargo. And I'm playing this game, by the way, guys, on high resolution. This is 60 frames per second. I don't know. I might be able to push it to 90, 120. I have to see. I haven't tested it. I am recording, though, so that uses more processor power in general. That's just something I'm being mindful of. You know, I'm trying to make sure that it's not too laggy or whatever, but I also want it to be a good, you know, experience while I am playing this here. So let's see. We will add the cargo over here. Construct? Wait. Um, Wait. Isn't that what you need? Why can't I, like, give it to you? Okay, let's place it here. And now we should just be able to construct this, right? I believe so. Construct. That's all we need. We can get the foundry built now. There we go. How about that? Good to go, says the founder. The founder? Is that what a foundry operator is called? A founder? That's new to me. Okay, select the blueprint. Material processing. You need more stuff. You need, what do you need? You need metal scraps, you need a bolt of cloth, and you need lumber. Wait, so he can make a crate for us? Do we want to make the crate? Let's just figure out, I guess, like, if we can do it. Well, I don't think we can, actually. I don't think we have the materials needed. We need the cloth, and we need the, we have cloth. We have cloth. That's refined metal. Okay. Let's move that to storage. What's this? Check repair kit. Do we want to keep this here? No, move it to storage because I'm going to use the whole repair kit when I'm back. Like, after I've had my boat damaged, right? So there's no reason to have it just there randomly. Serpent flag. A red flag bearing a traditional depiction of an arching sea serpent. It's to storage, I guess? We might want to use that soon. I'm going to keep an open mind on that, but for now, we're going to move it to storage. I like having the pirate flag, though, but I kind of want to make sure we're optimized for, for success here. Anyway, let's, exit out of that. We'll X. Return to the town, right? It's now like an entire town. Guys, before they got our help, this thing was like a creepy foreman, you know, coming out of the elevator saying, "Hey, who are you?" And we were like a random boat just in the water. Like this think of how random this is. We're a random boat in the middle of the water here. And we just kind of run up on this dock, and now we've built out most of their science lab, their generator. We've repaired their drill. We've gotten all their fish. You know, we've done quite a bit. Let's stop by the tech lab as well here. When the tech lab is operational, we'll be able to work on projects of a more technical nature, says the engineer. Well, that would make sense. When the tech lab is more techy, the technicians can do more technical things. I think we're all in agreement there. Also, quick tangent, but one of the things I'm loving so far is I'm playing this with an Xbox controller hooked up, an Xbox, I think it's Series X controller hooked up. But I also am kind of using the touchscreen controls in parallel. Sometimes I like to have the touchscreens, particularly when I'm rearranging things in the boat. I love having the controller when I'm actually navigating. So it's a great combination of both. You need a crate? I have a crate. Please. This will unlock ability enhancements. The foreman chimes in. Everything appears to be in order. I'll get the team onto it. Wow. That got built quickly. At last, I'm excited for you to try some of these out. I'm just like checking something on my Wi-Fi. 1 second. Luckily, I'm not recording this like stream. This is like a recording of me playing. If you guys wanted to see me do live, I can do that sometimes. It's just like sometimes I prefer to play more on my own because I can get into like random tangents. So it's like I understand some people in today's world are doing live streaming only, and if that's cool. Like if you want to be that, I respect that. I like doing live sometimes, but I like doing lives more when it's things like social audio rooms where I'm talking to other people rather than just kind of doing like a live stream where people can then just kind of like I don't know, comment and stuff as I play. Like, I also tend to be someone where I'm very ADHD, so it's like whenever people leave comments and stuff, it tends to distract me a bit more. So what I do, and this is one of the things I have on social media, is I don't have notifications set to be on for a lot of my apps. I'll have it set up in a way where once I actively choose to log into the social media site, I'll see the notifications that are in that window. So like on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, I won't be bombarded with it. But if you're doing a live stream, unless you can turn off the comments technically, but that kind of negates part of the purpose, right, of doing it and trying to engage with people. But like it's very much like you're going to be having comments that are coming through pretty much 24/7, and a lot of it becomes less about you playing the game and you talking about what you wanted to talk about, and more about trying to engage off of the audience, which it's very much it's a different type of content, it's a different type of video. It's not a huge difference, but it is different, depending on what you want to do as like the creator or the video maker, and as well as like, the person watching it, the viewer. And again, if you're watching this right now, if you're hearing my voice right now in any way, thank you again for giving me any of your time here. We haven't even started day 39, so we're having a slow and steady start to this day in Dredge.
Ah.
This wing is the enhancement of that boat. Excuse me. This wing is for the enhancement of boat functions, lights, horn, and spyglass. Spyglass? One moment, guys. I'm trying to look for the edit control here. Okay, yeah, here it is. I have one thing I like to do is I like to have while I like play games or work or whatever. YouTube TV has like a really good split screen. It's not an ad for YouTube TV. I just I usually have it on while I'm playing and stuff. I'll have like all the sports channels playing like in the evening because there'll always be baseball games or WNBA games going on around. Even like in a low sports season, which this is right now, like August is very much a low sports season, and July too. Like if it wasn't for kind of I think the combination of the World Cup and I guess baseball, there'd be very little to actually be watching for a lot of people. Now, I like some other sports and whatnot, but we are in the quiet period. That being said, though, I like watching WNBA and stuff, and also I watch the baseball game. So it's for me to watch. All right, I am at 10% battery. I have to be mindful of that, guys. Just because I do not want this to crash on me. That would be awful. Imagine if I lost this all at that point. So what do you need? You need research parts, enhanced lights. Wait, do you need crates? I think I need more crates though. Either way. I can't do that though, right?
Ah.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, wasn't able to make it because they don't have the research part, right? Sure. Okay. Now I understand. Science lab. Let's check Dr. Scientist. How's it going out there? Submit samples. Do you have those samples from the Mars hit? No, we do not. We still have to go out. What's the purpose of this rig? Well, I can't go into specifics. You understand. But the purpose of this platform is to test a crucial hypothesis that I've been working towards for years. If my hypothesis proves correct, it'll yield a significant asset for the corporation's business diversification strategy. Hmm? Aren't you going to stop the drill? Yes. I believe the drill has already stopped operating. The foreman should be making preparations to withdraw it from the seabed. It's not something you can just yank out, apparently. The drill team will take their time to try and ensure minimal disturbance. Okay. It sounds like I'm kind of getting the runaround there, though, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I completely trust that guy. Do you trust him, guys? Let me know in the comments or whatever. I don't trust this scientist that much. He's been with them since the beginning. Either this corporation's bad or they're good. I feel like they're probably not going to be good, though. I don't think they're setting this up for this to be some noble, visionary corporation. I could be wrong. Maybe they end up being noble heroes that are using the oil rig to help the environment. I'm skeptical, but maybe. Never say never. Why don't we go ahead and leave? Generator? I can now pay you for any biomass you add to the generator. The bigger, the better, I assume. This isn't really my area. Okay, so you need more biomass? Well, I don't have any fish right now, but I'll keep that in mind. Factory. We haven't stopped by the factory yet. A woman is stood just inside the doorway, sketching a design in her notebook. She looks a little bit... Okay, I don't want to be like, that doesn't look like some of these people have like a shifty look in the eyes here. They're kind of like, I kind of feel like I'm on, I don't know, Shutter Island vibes here. Like everyone's trying to act normal, but none of this is normal. Am I crazy? Well, I'm crazy like in real life, but am I crazy in this game? That's what I have to figure out. The engineer says, "Hey there, welcome to the factory. I'm the lead engineer here." Oh, no, we've been here. Wait, have we? Okay, we need to get stuff before we do that, though. Foreman, anything else to say? What happened to the missing material ships? Yeah, good question. Ever since we got the legs of the platform seated on the seafloor, the supply of ships started going missing. HQ told us they'd left port, but they never showed up. Okay. I guess the crews thought they could make some money sailing off with the materials and selling them elsewhere. Doesn't seem worth the risk to me. Between you and me, the Corp has a pretty ruthless reputation of tracking down anyone who moves against them. People tend to just make the one mistake, if you get what I mean. Okay. So like they take out hits on them? They have them swim with the fishes? Is that what that implies there? But you can't just drop that lore on me, buddy, and expect me not to have questions. What is this rig for? This rig is your standard setup, designed to pierce the seabed and collect from fluid reservoirs. It doesn't have much storage capacity, though, which is odd. Maybe they're not expecting huge throughput? Okay. I didn't actually think there was an oil field out here. I suppose the surveyors must have found something. Else I wouldn't be here talking to you. Anything else, says the foreman? Tell me more about the Iron Haven Corporation. I've been with the Corp for about a decade now. Started out as a laborer on projects like this one. Not always out to sea, mind you. And I've worked my way up to site foreman. The corp itself, it's pretty successful. Bit of an institution. It's been around for hundreds of years in one form or another. They always seem to be diversifying into new areas. You know, that's one of the things that amazes me about how mega corporations and conglomerates work. Like, you find out, like GE, for example, like they've actually narrowed down their company and their lines of businesses quite a bit, which I actually think has been the right business move. They've spun out some of their business segments as well. And, you know, keep in mind, if you have GE stock, you know, that means that you got shares of those businesses that were spun out. So, like, it was after a period when they had already been kind of winding down some of their business lines. But before that, they were literally, guys, like GE was making things from light bulbs to washing machines to literally financing a bunch of credit to like they're making planes, a huge aerospace sector in it. Like I think farming equipment, you name it. So like so much random just lines of business and stuff that eventually they simplified it down. But like because eventually it became too hard to like operate efficiently, I guess. But it's just interesting to me how that happens over time. It's like the biggest of the mega conglomerates. How did they get like that? It's just interesting for me to think about. Maybe I'll do a deep dive episode on that because I've done stuff in business before. I've been, you know, a captain on the boat here, so you know I might have some thoughts that could be a little bit faster than my normal turtle speed when it comes to intelligence on this topic and others. The whole drilling division is guided by the scientist. He calls the shots when it comes to deciding on sites. Boss seems to listen to him too. Anything else? Okay, so the scientist, in terms of who is the head honcho here on the actual little town of Iron Rig, the scientist essentially is that guy. And I got that vibe before it was kind of confirmed there. There's my storage locker, cabin. I'm currently 24% into that book, which is awesome. The colors are very, it's, I guess out at sea around here, it's much more like psychedelic. So we have space. Why don't we get out on the water? So for a second, I'm actually switching over to the touchscreen controls just to kind of give you guys a sense of what they look like. So you can kind of see the joystick essentially here on the touchscreen. And I thought it plays pretty well. I'm playing with an 11-inch iPad screen here, guys. Wait, I have to be careful because when I move like that, even just a little bit, it uses time. So on an 11-inch iPad screen, like I can move my thumb and pretty easily move around there. I think it might be tougher though if you have smaller hands. I have pretty large hands. So with that in mind, where do we want to go? Let's stop by, well, we don't need to stop by there, right? We could do this and this. Let's go down here, and then bank at steel points. So we're gonna try and dredge some more iron crates, then try and catch some of the weirdo fish, and then wheel your dock at steel point, or if we have time, go down to the Marrows. But to do that, I need to rearrange my boat a little bit. Okay. Now I'm pretty much oriented for a straight shot, so let's just go forward here. I think there's a whale ahead, so let me be a little bit careful of whales. But man, this game looks pretty, guys. I have this game, I'm holding up my iPad Pro here. That's also one of the reasons why I don't have a camera on at the moment, because like honestly, it's like I'm so close to the screen, just enjoying it, that like you guys would just see way too much. You would see all my pores, and that would just be awful. No one wants to see that, right? Okay. Now I think I'm. Let's not stop the fish just there. We don't need to. I feel like we're not going super fast though. What's over here? Those look like Iron Haven crates. All right, for this, I want to use my controller though. So 1 second, let me hook back in the Xbox controller. Also needed to plug in my. I don't know if it showed up on the screen, the 10% battery warning, but I also needed to plug in my iPad for a bit there, get some battery. Actually, do we want to test it on 90 frames per second for a second after I get out of this, just to see what it looks like? Because I can just change it in the settings and change it back if it's like kind of lagging. Oh, crap. I did not mean to do that. Dang it. Nice. That is the Iron Haven crate. So we've got another crate. Guys, this was the area I was talking about at the beginning of the episode where I told you guys we had already been told there were Iron Haven crates around here. And we've already gotten one. But what I learned, I think it was on day 36, when I went down, I think I went down to this area, actually, if I remember right. I think so. Down here, I got multiple crates. So there might even be more crates here. Do I want to? Let's go around this island a little bit more. So if you're joining us, we were at this island chain previously for a bit. We had gotten one of the crates here. Do I want to try and fish for anything? High stock. You know what? No, I'm not going to try and fish for now. I'm going to have other spots to fish when it's nighttime. And I'm trying to check if there's other areas I want to dredge here. If there's other Iron Haven crates. So this is the wreck, it looks like, of the actual ship. I think we can dredge here. Yep, we can. So this doesn't look to be an Iron Haven crate, but it looks to be a shiny ring. So that's probably gonna be of some value. Okay, now it's 10. Now it's 10% battery again. So I got back over 10% battery. Then a notification hits to tell me it's 10% battery. But the good news is, like, by the time we finish this episode, we'll have more than 1% battery. I guarantee. Unless I keep talking and going in tangents, which might be the case, guys. I go in tangents. ADHD kicks in. I just go a million different ways. I am rather slow to get through these days in dredge, but you know what? That's what fishing is. Fishing is slow and steady. It's enjoying it. It's about the moment. And then once you actually get there to a point where like you catch the fish, it's so rewarding. It's like slow and steady until suddenly all at once. We're that vibe when it comes to video games. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. All right, broken monocle. Well, that's less nice than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something like a wedding ring or a diamond ring, something like that. But probably either the collector or someone else will buy it. Let's be careful not to hit the rocks or anything here. Anything else here? All right, I think I want to get a steel point. Yep, steel point is where I'm gonna go. What are your straight shot? I can see steel point. Also, what happens at night that makes things creepy is my lights went out. I did not do that. My lights went out because something else did that. Wait, there's a boat. Can we run into the boat? Can we catch them? I want to try and catch that boat. I'm going for it. Guys, we're going to try and catch the boat. Oh my, no! Guys, no! No! Oh my God! Guys, we got wrecked there! What was that? Oh my God! Just get to the dock, just get to the dock, just get to the dock, just get to the dock. Guys, Jesus Christ. Wow. So I'm gonna rewatch that later. I'm probably gonna clip that too. That I haven't been clipping enough, but like that's something I probably want to clip there. Like I thought, guys, started to get suspicious once it started to bucket towards me. I'm like, okay, either this is gonna be a pre-scripted event where it's like the start of a quest, and I was anticipating, literally, I was anticipating meeting a friendly NPC, and then once they started to come towards us, I switched from thinking it might be a friendly NPC to thinking they might be like pirates or something, and then it switched to being that monster, and I had such a heart attack there playing that. Oh my God. Oh, that got my heart racing. Boater says, hey, thanks again for helping me move out here. I've managed to get myself set up for now. Wonderful. Well, let's move this to storage. We had one of our engines disabled. Our oceanic rod got completely smashed, more or less. That's not going to be cheap to fix, but luckily, Steel Point is kind of like the island we've been developing out. So we gave the builder probably about 10 episodes ago. If you want to watch in the series, go to it. By the way, the playlist will help you guys find any previous days that we've been playing this. So we've been playing it for a while. But we gave the builder materials, lumber and whatnot to build this out. So we have a dock because we helped her build this out, but we don't have a place to repair it. It's not like the Recce pontoon or whatever it is, or the the traveling dock woman. So do I want to try and fish for anything here? Can I catch anything in here? Oh God. That was harder than I thought. Wait, black grouper? I think that's what we wanted. I think we needed to get black grouper for a quest. One of the quests here. I think the specific quest was one of the ones from the fish market itself. Also, speaking of damage, guys, and how lucky we were to survive, if we got hit one more time, I think they would have sunk us completely. We somehow managed to keep 2 out of 3 here, which is frankly amazing when I think about it. So, do I want to fish anymore? Let's do it. Oh God, I messed it up. No black grouper there. And this will work out because what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna deplete the fishing spot. No need to. And see, this is what happens at night. This is why you have to be careful. Rocks will appear out of nowhere, and they will hit you, and they will wreck your boat. They will wreck your boat. So you gotta be careful. And let's go into the dock here. Go ahead and dock. Nice. Day 40. Let's do a quick overview. Thank you, Wonderflower. Guys, if you ever hear random like things from that voice going while I'm making a video, that's a Wonderflower. Some people think it is incredibly annoying. I love it. I guess I found out that other people thought it was annoying when I was researching it and like people's thoughts on the game Super Mario Wonder. I'm like, oh, I actually always thought it was kind of cute. I can see though, the more I think about it, why some people would find it incredibly annoying. But for me, I like when it chimes in. I think it makes the videos kind of fun too, to kind of keep it. I can mute it. I do have it muted like at certain times, like night, so it doesn't tell me, so it doesn't start saying random catchphrases at like 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I have the Wonderflower, and I also have in a Nintendo alarm mode. So I love Nintendo stuff in general. And this game actually is on the Nintendo store, by the way. I don't know if that's a physical Nintendo Switch cartridge copy that you can buy, but it has an eShop version, and the complete edition has gone on sale for like 50% off. So you can also buy this game outright. You don't have to get it on Apple Arcade, but you can buy it for the iPad. I think, and it'll also work for your iPhone if you have for the iPad and vice versa. Or you get on the Nintendo Switch. I think this game would actually be really fun on the Nintendo Switch 2 in particular. The one thing I'm unsure about is whether or not the touchscreen works on that. Because I think it's, like, I prefer to use the controller for most of this. But dang, is this wonderful in some ways. Like, think about this. This is perfect, guys, for like this section of the game is perfect for touchscreen controls. Okay. The collector wants these items. Did we get anything? Nope, none of those. Caught to order. I need to catch 2 squid and 1 black grouper. They only bite at night, so I got 1 black grouper. I need to get 2 more squid. And the Fishmonger at Greater Marrow got this order. So I'm going back to Greater Marrow anyway. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, and this was creepy. That's before. Someone wants rotting conger eel. They like eating rotting eel. That's creepy. But what we're going to do, guys, next episode is we're currently at Steel Point. So we started, just to give a recap of where we were when we started. We were over at the Iron Rake here. It's a little bit weird that they don't have like an island or anything mapped, just like a giant stamp. But we're over, well, I guess it's not land. It wouldn't make sense to have it be marked as land if it's not land. So I guess that makes sense. We went from here. We like checked out the tech lab, the foundry, the factory. We learned a lot more. Then we sailed all the way, not sailed, we drove our boat. We just traveled. Or traveled, I would say traveled. All the way down here. We got an additional Iron Haven crate. We got a broken monocle. And then I thought I found a buddy in the water in the middle of the night. And, you know, because obviously the right logic when you find someone else sketchily out in the middle of the night is to go run up towards them full speed. Because that's what I should do when I'm outside walking at night. You know, it's like if I see someone that's outside dressed in all black, like with no lights, I should just cross the street and run towards them, right? They're probably friendly. It's like that, except instead of it being a human in a boat, it turned out to be a monster. So imagine I did that, and rather than encountering someone that was going to mug me, they turned out to be like Candyman or Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger. So I survived though, but I had quite a bit of damage to the boat. So I'm docked currently here at Steel Point. I have a couple black grouper caught. So we're going to go down to Greater Marrow at the start of the next episode. I'm going to be able to repair my boat there because there is a dock. And I'm also going to be able to drop off the black grouper. And probably what we'll do next episode is we'll try to start to sail or try to fish these spots as part of the Chief Scientist quest. And luckily we have about 400 gold, if I know. Do I remember right? 400 gold or so? $421.75. So it's dollars, not gold. We have $421.75, which would be more than enough to repair all this damage. It is quite a bit of damage, but we will be traveling in the morning, so it's unlikely we're going to hit a rock or something unless we're being stupid again. So we should be able to get that repaired. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you did enjoy this series or this part of the series, please share it or please follow or subscribe, depending on wherever you're watching this. It's always different terms on different platforms. Leave a comment, like it. I would appreciate it. Misha Turtle Island, we are out.